to section 4.2, guys. Now we're going to talk about the angle addition postulate. For those of you that are with me for 4.1, almost the same thing. Okay, seriously, the math is almost identical. All we're doing now is we're putting angles together instead of segments. Okay, before we do that, though, we need to take just kind of a moment and kind of refresh ourselves with how to read a protractor and how to kind of measure angles. Just like we started the last one with measuring segments, now we're going to measure angles. Okay, so if you look, we're going to be in the book on page 45. All right. And what you're going to do, there's a protractor drawn in the book, and I'm going to draw a rough sketch of one here. Protractor is basically this half circle looking thing, semicircle thing like this, and it's got kind of a 0, and then it's got a 180 on two sides of this line, all right? And then I'll have a 0 and a 180 here, all right? And what you have to realize is both of those measures are depending on where you're going from, okay? And so if you have an angle, let's say an angle that goes through like this, and goes like this, okay? This is a small angle if you're measuring this side. This is what we would call an acute angle. And so when you look at those numbers, let's say you have 40 here and you have 140 here, okay? You have to ask yourself, is that the bigger angle that you're measuring or the small angle? In this case, this is a small angle, so we're looking at 40. Well, why is 140 there? Well, if, let's say just if, we were wanting to measure the big angle. Now, does somebody else see the big angle? The big angle would be that if we extended this direction, and we measured this is where the 140 comes in. This is where the 40 is. Okay, so make sure you're writing the correct number on the protractor. And so you're going to measure the angle. So here's what I want you to do. Question number 1 on page 45, I want you to use the protractor built into the book, and I want you to actually measure the angles and answer the questions. When you get to question 2, it says to use a protractor. I don't want you to do that. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to guess. What do you mean guess? I want you to guess. I want you to look at the angle. I want you to decide, is it more or less than 90? Is it more than 90? Okay, cool. It's an obtuse angle. All right. How much more than 90? Is it a lot more than 90? Is it like, 10 degrees more, so it's 100? I want you to kind of guess. The protractor is there on the page. You can kind of look at it, kind of try to overlap it, but I want you to guess, get a good idea, okay? What I don't want is if you see a little angle like this, I don't want you to say, oh, that's 120, okay? I want you to actually try. You need to get familiar with which one's the big angle, which one's the small angle, okay? So 3 minutes, do numbers 1 and 2, and then we'll come back and talk together, okay?